Good afternoon. Welcome to a very hot Wednesday afternoon here on Sports Bytes Philippines. I am joined by two lovely ladies at para ako nanliliit sa kagandahan ng aking dalawang kasama today. Pero una sa lahat, allow me to introduce my regular co-host, Ms. Rica Aquino. Baby Dynamite, who looks dynamite today.
Thank you, Brian. Hello sa ating mga viewers. Exciting episode. We will be talking about a sport na I'm sure everyone will be interested in. Of course, a personality na talagang, napakaganda, napaka-dynamic, napaka-multi-talented nitong person na to.
Bumabawi nga daw sa akin. Pero
Yes.
mas maganda yung bawi na, iba talaga eh. Kaya saludo ko ito,
Correct.
di ba?
Oo.
So, pakilala natin, no? We have for
Yes.
today a very lovely face na sigurado ko one day mag-aartista to.
Naku.
Please welcome 2019 Miss Earth Earth runner-up and Philippine national team netball player Miss Thea Cenarosa.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Hello
Hi.
Sir Brian, hello Ma'am Rica, tsaka sa lahat ng viewers niyo and supporters. Thank you for having me today. Bumabawi ako kay Sir Brian.
Napubuking after 2 years. After 2 years. 1 year lang ba?
1 year lang.
But anyway, I'm just happy that we have you here right now. So, Thea, before we get into it, kumusta yung alam mo, ito nga, the reason why I wanted to guest you, wala na ako naririnig na balita sa'yo. How are you the past month, past year? Ano nangyari sa'yo? Give us an update.
Well, since I'll start from 2020. I was part of BB Pilipinas and I was busy with BB at the same time. At the same time, I was also doing trainings with netball. Tapos, more on self-reflection ako ng quarantine, self-love. Tapos, nowadays, kasi, kung ngayon na ako magsasabi, hindi na ako kasali sa Binibining Pilipinas. It's because of some rules na hindi na considered. So, since 2020 kasi, I was already 28 years old. Tapos ngayong year, naging 29 na ako, 21. 29 na ako. So, hindi na pinayagan ng legal ng Binibining Pilipinas to join yung mga overage. Masakit na isip.
You don't look like it.
Thank you. So I haven't made any post then regarding that because I was really quiet the past few months and I was really focusing on myself. At the same time, tuloy-tuloy yung training ko with netball and we are trying to be fit at the same time preparing just in case maging okay ng lahat. Next year, we will be able to compete in other countries. Kasi we were supposed to have competition last year but since COVID hit, hindi natuloy. And this year, hindi talaga magpupush yung team namin since medyo hindi pa talaga okay yung mundo. So, ayun. Busy ako mag-self-love.
Yes.
Napansin ko nga kasi wala akong naririnig sa'yo eh.
So, I was really quiet sa social media. Nag-post ako ng story ko pero not really posting anything. Pero sige, mag-iingay na ako. So,
Mag-iingay ka talaga, mamaya meron tayong revelation dyan.
Naku, oo.
Okay, diba? So, Rika, you go ahead.
Yung pananahimik mo sa social media, deliberate ba yan? Talagang ayaw mo na mga outside forces para makapag-self-reflect ka or you were just too busy?
I think I was too busy reflecting and then more reading on books and then bumawi ako sa mga friends ko. I was really with my friends. Yung mga pwede kong puntahan friends. And then at the same, when posting kasi, parang hindi pa ako naka-find ng parang content ko talaga with post. Kasi ayoko nagpo-post yung parang yung post ko lang, magpo-post lang ako. I wanted to share something to everyone and then well, yun nga, inisip ko din about more on sports kasi kaso since lockdown and wala pa talagang event, hindi muna ako nagpo-post. Pero eventually magpo-post na ako kay Sir Brian eh.
Na-pressure tuloy si Thea.
Pressure ako bigla.
Pero I'm sure hinahanap ka ng mga fans mo kasi yun nga, kung bigla kang nawala, di ba? Tapos, syempre, they were also expecting you at Binibini. So, ganun
Yeah.
pala. Pero yun nga, since nakapag-prepare ka na for Binibini, do you have any plans? Maybe, I don't know, modeling or something else that's related to, na hindi sports, but something related to,
Pag
not
nag-open.
pageants, pag nag-open.
Oo.
Ayan, oo. Maririnig na yan.
Nako, pag nangyari yun, di ko na makakausap to.
Ay, grabe, hindi pwede. Sir Brian, actually, share ko lang ng konti, Sir Brian. May
Okay.
dami kong utang dito ay Sir Brian.
Naku, labasan na.
I-share ko lang. So, ayun, okay lang ba, Sir Brian? Share ko.
Sige, kahit na ma-hot seat ako dyan.
Siya talaga yung hot seat dito, hindi ako.
Ganun ba yun?
Nako, ito na yung host. Kami na yung mag-co-host.
Oh,
Mag-off cam na ako. Sige, go ahead.
so, ayun kasi, si Sir Brian kasi, he contacted me last year during quarantine, the lockdown, and he was asking tons of questions. And hindi ko siya nire-reply. Okay, I'm so sorry.
So, sinasadya mo nga.
Hindi. Kasi I was, parang siguro nadala ka sa mga nangyayari where I was trying to compose myself with everything that is happening and especially yung activity mo, parang na-tone down lahat. So, parang naninibago ka and ayun. So, I'm sorry, Sir Ryan. Ganyan. Tapos,
no need to say sorry. I understand. I fully understand.
Thank you. Nagulat nga ako nag-message si Sir Ryan. So, sabi ko, thank you, Sir Ryan.
Ayan na. Reconciliation.
Recon no? Nag-recon bigla.
Nag-recon, oo. Saya naman ito. Nasaksihan ko reconciliation.
Diba?
Parang ako yung guest
Correct!
Ako pala yung host. Welcome to my,
Naku, abangan namin yan, Thea. Oo. Naku. Yun, sige. So, after that Miss Universe, syempre you prepared a lot for that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. How was that like after na parang, okay, I won't be able to compete na, inevitable yung nangyari. Kamusta yung state mo nun? State of mind, your emotional state at the time?
Syempre I was sad na parang,
Of course.
kasi I prepared at the same time, yung mga gowns ko, yung national costume ko, they were all made na, as in finished na, tapos, although gumastos ako, pero at the same time, may mga designer na nag-present themselves, nag-volunteer na, gawang kitang gown, ganyan, and I was really happy, and I really appreciated them, and yun, nasad ako sa part na hindi ko masusuot yung mga gowns nila, may irarampa, mapapakita sa mundo, kasi ang ganda. Pero, nagbabalak ako i-shoot siya. Kaso,
may content ka na.
May content na. So, ayun, dapat i-shoot ko siya last April. Pero, since nagkaroon ng yung pagtaas ng cases, nag-cancel kami ng shoot. So, hoping sana by April pa pala ngayon. So, nitong April yun dapat. Kaso, dahil nagtaas yung cases ulit, so, we will try na sa May. Abangan nyo yun, guys. Abangan nyo.
Nako, yes.
Kasi ang ganda ng gowns na ginawa sa akin.
Sure.
Gumawa din ng gown sa akin si Sir Junji Candelario and at the same time, si Sir Gian Lasala. So, their gowns was really amazing. Can't wait na ipakita ko sa lahat ng tao. Pero yun nga, we have to wait.
Okay.
Exciting.
So, sa May, hindi na naman natin makakausap si Thea.
Hindi naman.
Pero tayo yung una niyang sasabihan pag may lookbook na siya.
Yes.
Sa amin mo unang i-reveal yan, ha?
Yes. Sige, Sir Brian, hindi muna ako mag-propose.
Pabihira akong ginawa, baka ko naman sisihin yan.
Hindi. Yung di ba pag nag-photoshoot na kami, tapos pag na-edit and everything na, Sir Brian, mag-interview na tayo. Ulit papakita.
Naks.
Oo.
Bawing-bawi
Ayan,
na
bawing-bawi na.
Alam mo, maraming nanonood sa atin, maraming mga fans kasi magaganda nga makasama ko. Isa din, si Coach Chris Bautista Rica nandito.
Coach Chris.
Nagpapakute daw ako si Paing ko to.
Nag-cute ka naman, sir.
No, yun na.
Nako, Thea, sabihin mo lang cute si Coach Chris Bautista, matutuwa pa yan. Hindi makakatulog yan.
Kasi cute ka, coach.
Oo, yan na. Okay, yan na sinabi na.
Pero
Anyway,
mas cute ka, Sir Brian.
naku ha,
Oh, yan na.
nagbablush ako.
True.
Naku, magkakabashers ako niyan.
Hindi.
Oh,
Yeah.
yan. So, yun, tanong ako, Thea, kasi nga, I'm assuming na you're busy now because of your training with netball, right? Kaya nga, di ba dapat 10:30 a.m. tayo? Sabi ko, maaga naman.
Kasi we have training at 6. Pero
Alright.
since sabi ko, 3 o'clock naman. Hindi naman tayo siguro abutin ng 6.
Ano naman?
Akala mo lang yun, joke.
And then at the same time, more on home workout kami lahat. Kasi walang nagtaas yung cakes. So we have to stop kung saan mo kami nagka-training. So yun, more on home workout. Fit, yan.
So,
Tapos
kasi, yeah, go ahead.
so after pala nung na-announce na hindi na ako kasali. Andun ako kasama ko yung mga best friend ko. I was like, hindi na ako kasali. Nasad ako, pero yun nga, mabilis ko naman siya natanggap kasi nga I couldn't do anything about it. And dalawa kami yung nawala regarding dun sa age limit. So, okay lang. Yun lang talaga, nasad ako kasi hindi ko mapapakita sa buong mundo or Pilipinas yung gowns. And yun.
Yeah.
Tapos, I spend a lot of time with my best friend and dun sa anak niya. And then it really helped me na hindi ko masyadong isipin. So, tapos nung naisip ko na talaga siya lahat-lahat, I was really composed and kasi hindi pa ako naglalabas ng statement about that. Pero I don't think naman I need to. Pero there were a lot of people na nag-message sa akin na parang, hindi ka na ba kasali, ganyan. And ayun, sinabi ko din, I'm so sorry to say, ganyan. And especially dun sa Pototan, municipality ko, I'm sad din ako kasi hindi ko na sila and then they were really supportive sa akin. Lahat ng shoots ko sa Iloilo, sila nag-sponsor nun eh. So, I'm really thankful and grateful for Pototan Iloilo. Mayor Adi Lasala. Dito na ako Lazaro pa. Ayan, si Ma'am Fives. Thank you. Sir Al, thank you. Thank you for supporting me.
Actually, alam mo, Rika, talaga nag-link sa akin kay Thea is Gab Vereras.
Yes, si Sir
Yeah,
Gab.
diba?
Sir Gab!
Hi, Gab.
Shout out to Gab. And actually,
Yes.
Gab had that question. He messaged it to me last night, yung about the Binibining Pilipinas. Kaya lang, I wanted it to come from you. Baka mamaya, alam mo na, avoid the mga issues.
Yeah.
Kung pwede o hindi.
Ayun, big thank you din kay Sir Gab. Kasi si Sir Gab, alam mo nung Binibining Pilipinas days ko, siya talaga nagpo-post lahat sa akin. I'm really thankful to him. And tapos nung naglabas si Binibini ng finalist ng mga kasali at mga kasali na, siya nag-out siya ng Ronda Patrol niya ata yon na pinopost lagi. So, ayun, thank you Sir Gab. Really appreciate your support.
Pero di bale, Binibining Pilipinas loss is the gain of netball, which reminds me, di ba, Rika? Yung kanina before we went on air, we were asking Rika, di ba, Thea, what's the difference between netball and handball? So, Thea, can you enlighten us? Kasi I know there are a lot of people who are not that familiar yet with netball. Baka it's a sport they might want to try out.
Yeah, okay. So, netball, hindi ko ma-explain regarding sa netball because I'm not really familiar with handball pa. Pero with netball, we are 7 in our team. We play 7. Tapos, every player has their own designation roles. Like, goal shooter, goal attack, goal defense, goalkeeper, center, wing attack, wing defense. Ayun. So, ang kay netball, it's like basketball. Pero, there's no dribble. At the same time, hindi siya yung free will like basketball na kahit sino pwedeng mag-shoot. Si netball, only two shooters can shoot, like the goal shooter and goal attack. And we have a designated area. If kung makita nila sa internet yung court ng netball court, kung isa-search mo nila, siya, parang siyang basketball court, pero wala siyang free throw lines. May small semi-circle lang siya, tapos doon lang kami pwede mag-shoot. Tapos netball is really a women's sport. Wala pang men's. I'm not sure sa ibang country like Commonwealth countries. I think meron na silang men's pero Asian countries wala pa. And then at the same time, Ang netball, complicated yung rules. Like, they're very strict with their rules. Like, yung stepping, contact. They said that netball is a non-contact sport, but there are times na hindi may iwasan magko-contact, especially pag nagdi-defend. Pero pag hawak mo yung bola, a person cannot touch you or be near within 3 feet away. 3 feet away sila lagi. Tapos, ayun. So far, yun yung mga basic na ano sa netball. And it's very fun to play. Para sa akin, masaya siya laruin. Kasi aside from masaya siya, dito mo nabibuild yung teamwork talaga. Kasi you can't move the ball. I mean, you can't run with the ball. You have to pass, 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 pass. So you have to have the cooperation of each and everyone. And you have to have the plan na paano may tatawid yung bola. Kasi everyone has a defend. So may mga depensa sila. So ayun, kailangan mong utakan yung mga depensa nyo. And then at the same time, you have to have really communication. Nung SEA Games nga,
Mm.
ang first SEA Games namin, kwento ko sir yung
Go.
first time namin matry yung netball. We went to Singapore kasi Singapore sponsored Philippines to learn netball kasi they were hosting SEA Games 2015 and they needed other countries to learn and know more about netball. Kasi para mapasok yung netball, you have to have 5 countries to participate. So that time, Philippines was one of the country na napili nila. So nung pumunta kami sa Singapore, alam mo yung hindi namin alam yung gagawin namin. And then parang hindi naman pero natawa din kami. Pinagtawa lang kami, pero natawa din kami kasi hindi namin alam kung paano laruin yung sport. And we were like tornado sa loob ng court na hindi namin alam kung saan pupunta. Kasi basketball is like kahit saan pwede ka. But with netball, may limitations. Like, ang daming limitations na hindi ka pwedeng pumunta dito kasi goal attack ka. You have to stay on the offense side. Kasi yung defense side lang sila. So, it was really fun at the same time. Dun ko na-realize na sobrang, I fell hard for the sport. Na-in love talaga ako ng sobrang.
Talaga.
Wow. Oo.
So,
Interesting yun, Oo. Kasi galing ka sa basketball, am I right?
Yeah, I came
Oo.
from basketball during college days. NU. Pero hindi ako ganun kagaling mag-basketball. That time, masasabi ko ngayon, mas improve ako.
How did you transition, Thea, from playing basketball to trying out netball?
So after college, I worked muna in SM. And then after a year, naghanap si Coach Piao. Nung nag-introduce si Singapore to coaches dito ng netball, si Coach Piao, yung coach namin ngayon, siya yung nag-recruit ng mga players. And luckily, I was one of the players na na-recruit. So from basketball to netball, mahirap siya kasi sa basketball, may dribble ka. You have this instinct na you have to dribble the ball. And then at the same time, mahilig ka itakbo yung bola. So nung nag-transition ako sa netball, may mga instinct kami na magdi-dribble.
Oo. Nangyari ba yun sa'yo ever na parang you were in a game tapos biglang parang, uy, hindi pala basketball to.
Hindi sa akin, sa teammate ko.
Talaga? Oo.
Yung teammate ko. Pero, ayun. Pero, yun lang talaga. You have to have like, mind aware, parang mindful ka sa movements mo. Kasi hindi siya basta-basta. You can, kahit yung pag-step-step mo ng paa, may mga violation siya eh. Pivot foot, okay siya. Pero pag i-move mo yung pivot foot mo, violation na agad. So, though, transitioning from basketball to netball, hindi siya naging ganun kahirap pala sa akin. Kasi, sanay ako sa basketball na nagpapasa ako. Hindi ako masyadong nag-shoot. Kasi, nung college, medyo mababa yung confidence ko mag-shoot. Pero nung nag-netball ako, and I became one of the shooters, doon nag-gain yung confidence ko lahat na parang, you have to shoot that ball, girl.
Nice. Oo.
Doon ako nagkaroon ng gain ng confidence. Kaya every time ko, may times kasi nagba-basketball pa rin ako with my friends. At the same time, nag-basketball din ako in my previous company in Maynilad. Meron si Maynilad ng MVP companies
Yeah.
na Olympics.
Mm.
So, nung 2018, meron siya 3 versus 3x3 na sport. So, I represented Maynilad along with my teammates. Ay, nag-champion kami. Doon.
Wow, congrats.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir po to.
Thea, there's an interesting question here from Coach Chris Bautista.
Yeah.
Ano raw ang size ng bolang ginagamit nyo? Is it tapos yung height ba ng ring is standard 10 feet?
Yes, it is standard 10 feet then. Although the ring is a bit smaller. I'm not sure yung exactly size niya. And then the ball is like volleyball ball,
Oh.
pero it bounces like basketball.
Okay.
Yung laki niya is like volleyball ball. Tapos yung pag-bounce niya ng bola, basketball.
So this is a sport na pwede sa mga bata rin, I'm assuming,
Yes,
right?
actually sa Singapore, there are a lot of kids na playing. Pag nakita mo, kasi sa Singapore, meron talagang silang field may court. Daming court ng netball. Kasi we always go there whenever we train. Kasi dito sa
Yeah.
Pilipinas, wala kaming court.
Up until
Before.
now,
Ngayon, meron na sa Santa Rosa. Kasi during SEA Games, we had to have a venue. So, thankful kami. Thankful kami sa Santa Rosa. Kasi doon naganap yung SEA Games namin nung netball. Although, we didn't really achieve what we were really aiming, but it was a lesson. At the same time, we are looking forward na we can promote netball and then teach a lot of young people na to be in netball. Kasi I believe that yung sport, kasi naniniwala ako, kasi nangyari sa akin, I was really a shy person when I was young. Hindi ako masyado yung makipag-usap talaga. And natakot ako sa tao, lagi ako nakatago sa likod ng nanay ko. But then nung college, when I entered NU and then became a varsity player, doon nahasa yung social life ko. The same time, yung discipline ko sa sarili ko and time management, yung pag-balance mo with everything. Tapos yung disiplina talaga. Ayun. So doon ka na-develop. I believe that sport can really develop you and prepare you for the real world, kumbaga. Ayun.
interesting yun So nung bata ka pala, you were a shy
Yes,
kid.
super.
To be able to join in pageants and to play sports, di ba, it requires a lot of confidence and a lot of, di ba, a lot of self-assurance. So, can you tell us, at the time, meron ka bang mentor or meron bang someone who stood like a role model for you para makita mo na, uy, kaya ko palang mag-bloom into a butterfly?
Mentor.
In sports or kahit in life na parang nakita mo na, uy, parang who helped you get out of your shell?
I think lang, siguro, not really mentor, pero yung ako mismo sa sarili ko na parang I can't let myself be like this forever. Na parang I wanted to see my potential. I wanted to see what if she can do it, why can't I do it? I mean, I can try to do it, but if it doesn't work to me, okay, at least I tried it. Ganyan yung mentality ko kasi na natutuwa ako, marami akong nakikita. And then whenever I feel the urge na parang I want to try, I'll try it. And then just to let myself try and then be satisfied of trying. Yun. Ganun yung thinking ko.
So, self-journey siya for you, more like
a
journey of finding yourself.
Ganun, more on finding myself. Ay, actually, yung sa pageant, nag-start kasi ako nag-join ng pageant nung sa Maynila din. I was recruited din sa Maynila to be their Miss Maynilad. Nagdodrop ako. Okay lang ba to? And then,
Sir Brian.
I represented Maynilad sa Maynilad MVP Olympics din. So, luckily, nanalo din ako doon. And then, after 2 years, dun ko na-decide na I wanted to try din. Kasi at the same time, yung mga tao, parang why not try to join pageants? Wala lang, try mo lang, just discover yourself. Pag kuwari, di ba, pag hindi ka naman talaga into something and you don't wanna explore, ayaw ka talaga. But then with me, I had that parang question din sa sarili ko, why not try naman? I mean, wala naman mawawala. It's an experience and it's something that you can share with your mga anak mo in the future or yung mga pamangkin mo and to people na, uy, I joined ganito. But it did really help me. I mean, it molded me as a person. Sa totoo lang, before joining pageants, I wasn't really aware of what's happening sa mundo, like lalo sa environment natin. Kasi I was so close with sports and then focusing on my career na sometimes you don't find time to other things kasi focus ka dito sa mga bagay na ginagawa mo. But then joining pageants and then molding yourself, parang na-explore mo talaga kung ano meron sa mundo. And for me, it was the greatest decision na nangyari sa akin na finally something I did na I can say I'm proud of. Ayun.
Wow. Congratulations. That's
Thank
something,
you.
Oo.
Mm-mm.
Do you see yourself, I mean, I don't know kung yung ibang pageants have age limits din, no? But do you still see yourself in the pageant circle in the
Now,
future?
hindi na siguro.
Ayaw
Talaga.
mo na?
It's the end of the road
Well,
for,
I'm not hindi muna siguro. I mean pageant kasi is very
Stressing.
may, ano
Stressing?
somehow stressful siya. Like
Yeah, I can imagine.
with Binibini, I was really I enjoyed Binibini, pero I was also stressed kasi you have to have this image of being perfect. And I know to myself I'm not perfect and ako yung tipong boyish talaga na parang what's up? So parang I have to be demure and graceful. And oh my God!
But that's interesting kasi you can also bring a different dimension, 'di ba? Na
Yeah.
hindi porket binibini certain lang, 'di ba? Certain
Yeah.
mold lang. Sabi mo nga
Mm-mm.
boyish ka, maybe some other girls like you can find it in themselves na, uy, pwede pala ako mag-pageant, 'di ba?
Oo naman. I had an interview before with Trina
Mm.
sa para sa WNBL yun. Tapos
Mm, mm.
ini-encourage ko siya magbinibini. I mean it's an experience. If you get in, then you just give your best and do your best and then tell people about you. Ganon. I mean it can inspire other people at the same time. Ang daming tao sa mundo na malay mo, they're just scared or they're just waiting for someone na makita nila and then ma-realize nila, ay, oo nga, no. If she can do it, I can do it. Yun.
Yun, sure.
Yun.
Sagutin ko lang to mga
Sige, sige.
si Coach Chris Bautista, Thea, pagpasensya mo na kasi ito KSP.
Hello. Okay lang po.
Indoor daw ba yan?
Yes, indoor. Pero, I think our management is also planning to have an outdoor. It's like beach netball. Pero, wala pa talagang yung latag na plans. Pero, indoor muna siya, indoor. Search nyo po sa YouTube. Philippines
Oo
versus...
nga,
Coach Chris, pwede ba mag-YouTube ka na lang? Dami tinatanong eh.
Okay lang po. Keep on asking, don't worry.
Pagkatapos ng interview, tawagan ako sigurado niyan eh. Anyway, there's a good question here. One of our co-hosts, Rika, Andy Fiel.
Sir Andy.
Thea, this question is from Andy Fiel. Thea, this is Coach Andy of WCC. Do you still remember the players you taught at WCC gym?
Yes! Oo, WCC. And sila Kate. Actually, si Kate was part of national team na. And then, pero hindi na siya natuloy ngayon. And then, Chantal. Chantal is still with us. And Coach, thank you for letting us play and practice in your gym sa WCC. Thank you so much for supporting us. Kasi doon kami nagte-training before. Hirap kasi maghanap ng court. At the same time, nung 2015, 2017, we were really low on budget. 2018, wala pa kaming budget. So, ngayon lang kami parang, nung SEA Games lang kami nagkaroon talaga ng budget for the sport because dahil dito gagawin sa Philippines. I'm very thankful.
Stanley Cleto says, hi, Thea.
Hi, Sir Stanley. Ano siya? One of my boss in Maynilad.
Wow!
Hi, sir. Hindi pa ako
Talagang-
nagpapakita.
Nako, lagot ka. Isa pa hindi ka nagpapakita.
After quarantine.
Alright. And
Yes.
Ay, lockdown. Sorry, lockdown.
a follow-up question from Andy again. Nag-meeting na ba ang Netball Fed about how to jumpstart your youth program?
Um, I think the management have started to talk about it, and then with regarding with us, hindi pa na-designate na-inform yung players, pero they have plans na. They have plans na. But right now, ang na-discuss namin is more on building the netball team talaga. Like, kasi dito sa Philippines, we don't have umpires. Yung coach namin, sila lang yung coach. Then, yung table officials namin is like 2 lang. So, ngayong year, the plan is to build up our own parang our own organization so that when maging okay man ang lahat, we can promote and then at the same time have our own leagues here in the Philippines and have our own umpires, table officials, and coaches to teach other kids or young girls or women.
Oh, now that you mentioned it, no, ang hirap pala talaga when you're starting a sport.
Sobra po.
Oo. Anong year ba nag-start ang netball here in
Netball.
the Philippines?
Here in the Philippines, it was introduced 2014.
So ilang years pa lang? Oo.
Ano pa lang, 6
Yeah,
years.
oo.
So, I was one of the players. And then, ang hirap kasi, nung time na yun, since no one talaga, I mean, hindi masyadong nagsusupport, wala masyadong nagsusuporta, and we don't have the budget. The same time, magkakaroon lang kami ng training when we're preparing for a league. Like, 2015, we were preparing for SEA Games. Then after 2015, we tried to have trainings, pero kasi since we still don't have like court and then budget, hindi natutuloy. And then nung 2017, before SEA Games ulit, like siguro mga 6 months or 5 months before SEA Games, doon lang kami ulit nakabuo ng team. So, yung 2015 na players, nawala na most of the players kasi nga iba nag-asawa, iba nag-focus sa career, at the same time iba taga-probinsya. So, ang natira lang sa amin noong 2017, we were 4 players na lang kami natira out of 12. So we had to really build another team. So parang from the scratch na naman kami. That's why it was a bit hard to gain our goal na manalo. But then, ang maganda naman after 2017, we were able to maintain some of the players. And then, tuloy-tuloy naging training namin kahit paano. Then 2018, doon kami nag-start manalo. Like, we went to compete in Jeonju, Korea, and then Asian Champs in Singapore. Then, nag-gold kami sa Jeonju. At the same time, sa Asian Champs, nag-gold kami sa category namin. Kasi there were 3 categories. So, parang these are for expert level, like mid-level. Tapos kami parang entry level. Hindi man entry, beginner. Kami yung nag-gold doon sa category na yun. And then, nung 2019 SEA Games, we were really aiming na manalo. Sayang yun. It was really sayang. Pero, I believe that God had a purpose. So,
Can you, kwento mo sa amin, anong nangyari ng 2019? What were the challenges that you faced during that time?
During nung games na, or nung, alam mo, ako, sobrang busy ko nung 2019 kasi sinabay, coach, like, hindi kasi namin, hindi pa kasi official na kasali ang netball sa SEA Games noong 2019. Kasi sumali ako ng Miss Earth. Nung sumali ako ng Miss Earth, hindi pa official na kasali yung netball. So, nung na-announce na kasali yung netball noong 2019, I was already in Miss Earth. So, I had to juggle three activities like yung Miss Earth ko. At the same time, nag-work ako sa Maynilad, and then I have netball trainings. And then nag-masters din ako noon pala.
Oh.
Wow.
So may 4 akong ginagawa ng 2019. Proud ako doon.
Of course. How to stay fresh like you?
Hindi ako fresh doon.
Binibinging Pilipinas ka rin, Rika.
Naku, hindi pwede. pwede ba ang 5 feet doon? Hindi.
Sila, may height
Oo,
requirement.
may height requirement. Pero at the time, how were you able to, syempre you had to be your 100% doing all of those things. Paano mo yun napag-balance lahat?
Um, ano, ni, nire-recall ko din paano.
Oo nga eh.
Well,
Isipin mo, look
ano
back.
din, siguro thankful lang din siguro ako sa coaches ko and then teammates and to my mom and sister kasi they were really there for me. Like, and then my friends. Kasi kung busy ako sa office mates ko din. Kung busy ako sa Miss Earth, papayagan ako ng boss ko na, sige, ganyan, sige, gawin mo muna yan. And I'm really thankful, syempre, sa mga, they're very supportive sa mga gusto ko sa buhay. And yun yung mga bagay na hindi mo talaga, I mean, hindi naman mararanasan, pero you're very grateful that there are people who would really support you all the way. And yun yung pinaka-the best when you're doing something na you think that would really help you. So yun, because of their support, doon ko na balance lahat and then doon ko na motivate yung sarili ko. And at the same time, I will that I wanted to work this out. Na kasi ito yung decision ko and I think this will benefit me in the future. So I have to do it. I have to kailangan ko lang management and rest. Ganyan yung mindset ko that time.
Oo.
Dapat kausapin ko pa si Thea paano niya ginagawa. Kasi parang ako ngayon, Rika, di ba? Di ko alam
Nako,
paano
oo.
gagawin.
Mag-masterclass tayo kay Thea.
Actually, hindi na ako, after nung master ko na yun, hindi na ako kasi parang hindi ko na-realize na parang hindi ko siya kayang i-balance. But I have to finish kung ano muna yung, alam mo yung feeling mo when you want something and you want to do it, you do it first. Yun yung ganun ako.
Yes.
Parang I have to fulfill and satisfy myself sa ganung mindset, sa ganung thinking ko, so that in the future, I have no regrets.
True. That's true. Yeah. Pero na right now, di ba? I think you have all the time. Or, kasi what's keeping you busy? Itong training, wala, ano pa ba? May business ka bang online? Or may ginagawa? Nag-TikTok ka ba?
Minsan, with my friends.
May TikTok nga.
Ako, oo.
Huwag niyo po i-follow, wala pong kwenta.
Dahil sinabi mo yun, ipa-follow kita.
Tatago ko. Ano lang ngayon? Ngayon yung ginagawa ko, focusing on reading, feeding my brain a lot of information. At the same time, meron akong mga online courses na pinapanood, like more on marketing. Kasi parang gusto ko pumasok sa marketing world. I love talking to people and I love making deals and negotiating. Kaso, syempre, kasi very witty lang ako, ganyan. I have to know how to be formal at the same time. When is that, what is that, and what is the proper and what's not. Yan. So, doon ako nagpo-focus ngayon. Pero I plan to have business soon. Siguro kung may business akong gagawin, more on t-shirt. Kasi fan ako ng t-shirt. As in t-shirt talaga. Lalo na mga tie-dye.
Oh, okay.
Rika, we were talking about this earlier, remember?
I know, yes. Oo. Wala, interesting yan. Anong ikwento mo sa amin? Anong vision mo dyan sa business mo na yan? Sa t-shirt business na yan?
Kasi, mahilig ako sa loose na t-shirt. Like,
ako din. Ako, sige.
Diba?
Oo. Bili ako sa'yo.
Pero I like the one, yung may mga tie-dye na design. Pastel colors at the same time. So, yung mga...
Alam mo, interesting yan, Thea, kasi being girls, no, yung mga loose na shirts, wala tayong masyadong choices sa mga fashionable na loose na shirts. Kasi, either manghihiram ka lang sa pinsan mo na lalaki or bibili ka ng, parang pwede bang akin na lang to, arbor. So, interesting yung business mo na yan.
So, I really plan to customize the t-shirt. Kasi meron akong, yung boss ko dati sa ibang basta one of my boss, meron siyang factory na nagka-cut and sew sila ng t-shirt. So, I wanted to have my own customized na cuts. So, if ever man matuloy na ako, I hopefully by this year, promote
yes,
ka
please.
sa Brian!
Of course!
Of course!
Rika! Papadala kita.
That's interesting kasi since you're a girl, you know what fits well, 'di ba? In a
Yeah.
girl's body. 'Di ba? We can't keep wearing men's clothes kasi iba talaga
True.
yung fit. So, that would
Mm-mm.
be a good business. Interesting yan.
Yeah, it is actually.
Abangan.
Actually,
Yes.
it's the same business at remember si Kay Santos, she's doing that also.
Mm.
Oh, actually kaka-order ko lang na pati nga si Ana.
Talaga.
Oh.
Sige,
Pero it's
ibang
more
design
ano
sa
no.
akin.
And basta mamaya ako sabihin sa'yo kung ano yung pinag-uusapan namin ni Rika mamaya. Parang,
Oo
parang,
nga.
parang eksakto, no, Rika?
Bakit?
Yes.
Parang on cue.
Bakit?
Correct. Mamaya, secret.
Mamaya sabihin namin sa'yo yan.
Sige, sige.
Yun. So, tumahimik na rin si Chris Bautista kasi nagreklamo. Oh, yun. Sabi ko tumahimik ka na.
Sinagot mo na kasi.
Sabi ko tumahimik ka na dyan. Walang kwenta yung mga tanong mo.
Oo. Ako meron akong question.
Go
Since
ahead.
hindi natuloy yung binibini, gusto kong magtanong ng malabinibining
Wag!
Pilipinas question
I'm
kay Miss
scared.
Thea. Scared? Hindi, kayang-kaya mo to. I'm sure, sige, compose yourself. Okay, ang question ko lang naman is, what do you think sets apart Filipina women from other women? So how would you define a Filipina woman?
I would define a Filipino woman as very courageous, at the same time resilient, hardworking, and funny person.
Agree ako dyan.
Actually, dinefine ko yung sarili ko.
Ganun naman talaga, di ba,
Kasi,
Thea? Oo.
well, you can't really, para sa akin, whenever you answer a question, it has to reflect on you or to someone na you look up to. Ganun yung mindset ko whenever I answer some questions. Kaya kung wala akong experience sa mga bagay na tinatanong sa akin, I try to recall someone who experienced it. Yun.
Interesting.
Actually, yung kaya din ako sumali ng pageant kasi I wanted to build my confidence when it comes to speaking. Kasi since yung kwento ko nga, lagi akong nakatago, lagi akong ganyan, mahiyain ako. And then at the same time, I'm afraid to really speak out. Hindi ako masyadong nagsasalita sa tao. So, well, ayun, thankful to the pageant journey, I was able to somehow compose myself and develop myself when it comes to speaking and speaking to other people and then
Oo.
answering questions.
Actually,
Ang
I
saya.
like your answer. Kasi hindi siya cookie cut na answer. Parang it's not the usual answers that you get from pageants na parang minemorize. Parang it's really you. So,
Thank you.
Yun yung pampanalo ng beauty pageant.
oo, the question.
Sometimes you just have to be really, that's right.
O, di ba mga tips?
Pero alam, nakakatakot talaga. Ako, I do get mental block whenever I'm asked na sometimes, ganito, and I feel pressured and then I'm doing this for a pageant. I feel kind of na mental block ako kasi parang I have to be this, I have to be that. But then later on pala, na-realize ko na I just have to be myself. I mean, it's you or people won't look at you people will look at you na parang isang taong nagsasalita lang ng based on nabasa, but not something within your heart. Yeah.
Kaya nga kami ni Rika, hindi kami gumagamit ng script. So, usapan namin, Rika, ganito dating gawin. We don't really follow a script. Kasi ayoko yung may ganun guide, yes. But when you bring the conversation, maganda yung natural, di ba?
Yes. And casual, funny.
Yes.
Like Thea, di ba? Oo.
Pero mukhang nag-practice si Thea
Oo nga.
Hindi, actually, I was thinking earlier, magbabasa ba ako about sports, ganyan. Ang tagal ko na kasi hindi talk about interviews. And then, I was really, sabi ko, I have to answer all the questions.
Wala naman akong tatanungin sa'yo mahirap. Grabe ka naman.
Di ba, Sir Brian, sabi ko sa'yo, casual lang po, Sir Brian.
Casual lang. Wala naman kami pinahirapan. Pag si Chris Bautista lang yun, makatumantala, pinahirapan ko yun.
Ikaw, host mo ako dun, Sir.
Oo, co-host. Kaya lang, natatakot ako. Baka alam mo na magsisi ka. Love you, Coach Chris.
Oo nga.
Yun. So, Ano, Rika, may pa?
Mm, sige, isa pa.
Go, go.
What do you, being syempre, whether you know it or not, you are a role model for sports. Kasi syempre, yun nga, nag-pageant ka and you're very visible. Do you feel some sort of pressure na yun nga, you're a role model na you have a responsibility to, to, I don't know, represent yourself in the sport that you do in public?
Yes, I do think that way sometimes. Na parang sabi ko, like whenever kung nasa training ako or outside, I do act accordingly dun or sa training. You have to be disciplined. You have to present yourself that at the same time kasi naging team captain ako ng netball. So I needed to compose myself and kasi pag na-down ka, ikaw yung titingnan ng teammates mo. Ikaw yung titingnan ng tao. If people saw you, parang lalamya-lamya ka or what, they would judge you at the same time and then the whole team na. So you have to carry your team at the same time. Tapos ako, ayun. So yes, I do think of that sometimes. Na parang I
Oo.
have to be really composed and disciplined. Nagiging ano lang ako, witty pag ganitong conversation sometimes. Parang, at the same time,
Yes.
pag kuwari kasama ko friends ko, yan, I can be goofy. Pero whenever in public, as in sobrang public, I compose myself
Mm.
in a way that people would want to look up to you as a person.
Okay. And also another question, since yun nga, nag-basketball ka, nag-collegiate basketball ka, and now you're part of the national team ng netball. So you've been an athlete for a long time na. I want to ask, medyo ano to, may konting feminist angle, or hindi man feminist. Like, let's talk about being a woman athlete.
Mhm.
Kasi that's what we have in common eh. Ako naman, I'm a boxer. So, what what are some of the
Oh.
issues, oo, what are some of the issues you think we are facing at present as women athletes?
Um,
Real talk to, Thea. Walang
ah?
edit. Real talk.
Real talk to.
Pag-usapan natin, oo, anong mga issues sa tingin mo ang kinakaharap natin bilang babae sa sports?
Kalahatan ba to?
Sa sports lang, sige.
Sa sports lang. I think yung sometimes yung people look down at you. There were times na parang, babae, hindi masyado exciting yan. Like, for example, in basketball, there were times na parang, um, may times na may niyaya ako nun na manood. And then, sabi ko, parang hindi naman exciting manood ng babaeng basketball. Ganyan. Parang, ano kasi, babae nga, ganyan. And then, at the same time, yung mga babae doon, mahaba shorts, the same time masculine, and then yung
Oo.
hair. Yan. So, they don't, they base it on the physical appearance sometimes. And I feel kind of sad about it. Kasi nga, yung skill and talent, hindi masyadong nakikita because of that. And there are a lot of basketball girls who play really good na sabi mo kaya kung may mga babae na kayang gawin yung ginagawa ng mga lalaki na kuwari yung mga dribbling style, ang dami kong kilala na kayang-kaya nilang gawin. And but then, not all people can appreciate it kasi nga based on the physical appearance ganyan. Kasi hindi masyadong babae yung dating, ganyan. So I think yun, yung pagiging masculine ng babae sometimes people judge. For me, yun yung nagiging yung ano ko.
Yeah. Being, yun nga, sabi mo, you're interested in marketing, di ba?
Mm.
What do you think about that? Na parang minsan kailangan i-market ng babae based on, yun nga, sexuality or based
Mm.
on physical appearance. Ano sa tingin mo? Is there a way we can work around that? Na hindi kailangan gamitin yung itsura ng babae para mag-market ng netball or ng basketball or any kind of sport?
I think with their skills and talents talaga.
Mm-mm.
And iba eh. Ako, na-appreciate ko kasi yun. Kuwari, whenever I see a girl doing their best, or kuwari, doing their best when playing the sport, iba yung mafe-feel mo. Like, you can feel their urge and then their passion for that sport. Yun yung,
Makes it more exciting, no?
di
Pag
ba?
nakikita mo yung puso.
Pag nakikita, tapos ewan ko, pag magiget mo yung angle na yun, at the same time, makukuha mo siya, marirecord mo siya, and then you can show it to other people. I think other people will see it in a very different way. And they wouldn't think that women are just women. Women are very powerful, and then at the same time, it's like, wow, this girl has no limitations.
True. Uy,
Yung
ang
ganyan.
astig kaya ng netball. Pag nung napanood ko siya, parang, di
Mhm.
ba, it requires a lot of, power and physicality, di ba?
Yes, nakakapagod siya. Sa totoo lang, nakakapagod siya. Pero, alam mo yung sa netball, dyan din ako natuto, like, about life. Meron kasi dati, nung first time ko na-try yung netball, inassign ako as a shooter. And as a shooter, yung pressure mo, nasa iyo lahat. Kasi your other teammates can do lang is pass the ball to you, bring the ball to you, defend. But then as a shooter, you have to shoot that ball. Kasi kung hindi, masasayang lahat ng effort nila. Lahat ng pagdedepensa nila doon, yung pagkuha ng bola, yung pagpasa sa'yo, it's very hard and then tiring to bring the ball down to the shooters. Now, as a shooter, if you don't shoot that ball, you can feel sometimes na parang, oh my God, parang feeling mo you're a disappointment. Pero dun din na practice yung mental toughness ko na no, I just have to make bawi and then let my teammate see that I'm doing my best. Kung ngayon off ako, it's okay. I'll tell coach, medyo off ako. So, or coach will just see na parang medyo off ka ngayon. Sige, pahinga ka muna. Balik ka mamaya. Bawi ka. So, yun yung mga bawi mo, yung mapuprove mo sa sarili mo at sa kanila na I'm doing my best. I got you guys. Yan, ganun. So, ang saya, para sa akin saya ng netball kasi dun talaga natuto na parang there's no second chances when you're shooting the ball. Na parang, if I shoot this, it has to be 100%. Parang, you have time to think, you have time to rest. You can shoot the ball within 3 seconds. So, yung 3 seconds mo, 2001, 2002. So, medyo matagal. So, you have to compose and think na this ball will get it. Because there's
Yes.
no second chance. The second chance is very limited. Like, siguro, out of 100, it'll be like 10% or 20% lang. Or yung teammates, yung rebounder mo, yung isang mong shooter din, will be having a hard time. Especially kung matatangkad talaga yung defender, it's hard. Then, maskulado. Ayun. So, yun.
Talagang living in the moment, Talagang
Mm-mm.
kailangan you're
Yes.
present, fully present.
Mm-mm.
Nako, so exciting pala talaga yan.
Yeah, kaya I encourage you. Uy, boxer ka pala, sali ka sa amin.
Yun na,
Nako,
tara, nag-recruit
baka
na.
baka sa liit ko, baka mapulot niyo ako,
No,
baka siya yung ball.
hindi
Tama.
naman. Sa center, yung mga position center wing attack, hindi naman ganun tangkad kailangan. It's just, you just have to have the agility and yung mata mo mabilis.
Nako,
And
you
then, it
got me
can be
there,
developed.
girl. Kung sa mata, sa bilis ng mata.
Oo nga.
Ako.
Sige
Oo
nga,
nga, oo
minsan
nga.
nga.
Sige. Pag bumalik na po yung training
Oo
na,
nga.
like,
Oo.
I'll
Maybe I
invite
can
you.
watch or maybe I can
Try. You can try.
Sige.
Ang saya kayo mag-try ng mga sports.
Mm.
Like ako,
Totoo.
I tried frisbee, soccer, boxing, muay thai,
Oh.
wakeboarding, lahat ng water sport, surfing. Ang dami ko pang gustong i-try. Guys, baka gusto niyo.
Alam mo ba, Brian and Thea, sa Putotan, actually, marami magagaling na boxer. Taga
Hmm?
Putotan yung coach ko eh.
Oh,
Tapos nag-compete na ako sa Putotan twice. sa
wow.
inyong, sa inyong,
Plaza?
parang plaza, ano ba tawag
Uh,
doon? Basta yung plaza ninyo, yung stadium
ano?
na pabilog,
Okay, okay.
Coliseum.
Coliseum. Oo, yung mini Coliseum ba? Hindi
Oo.
hindi ko matanda. Ayun.
Nako,
Kasi si
oo.
Pototan, they're very into sports. Like, meron
Pansin
din
ko
na
nga, oo.
basketball girl na sa NU ngayon. And she's playing basketball doon. Tapos, pag pumunta ka ng Pototan, makikita mo yung mga tarpaulin nila, ganyan.
Mm,
Sabi ko, ako din. Joke.
oo naman.
Kasi, kaso that time kasi, hindi na ako masyadong nakakauwi ng Pototan. I was able to go home to Pototan lang talaga nung nagbinibini na ako ulit. Kasi, nung high school, yung last kong visit doon. Nung college, di na masyado. Kasi I was here in Manila. And
Malay mo, may mga groom ka na mga netball players, no, from
feeling
Pototan.
ko, siguro pag natapos tong pandemic na to, I'll aim to promote netball in Pototan na at the same time. Kasi, si Mayor Addy, very, very supportive sa sport. So, baka.
Naku, feeling ko magiging ambassador of the sport tong si Thea, Direk Brian, no?
Oo naman.
Sana.
Oo. Hindi, I think you are an ambassador already, pero you have the potential to, kasi nga, it's sad no na yung netball is one of the lesser known sports here kasi nga
Mm,
bago siya.
bago pa lang. So, somehow, feeling ko mahirap talaga mag-promote ng bago sa Pilipinas. Like,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
sobra. I mean, I've known, for handball, I've known it for how many years na din also. Pero, somehow, hindi pa rin, ngayon lang ulit. Ngayon na lang din na papansin. So, yun.
Yun nga, which I was gonna ask you, Thea, about that eh. Yung kumbaga, how are things promoting the sport? Kasi yung sinabi mo, you said it yourself, medyo hindi siya ganun sa kilalang sport. Pero if you look at it, the way you explained it, it's something that others who are playing basketball can actually consider. Uh,
Yes.
so,
Yes.
what do you think is needed para matulungan yung sport to get it the attention it needs?
Um, Actually, what we did before, we promoted the sport through schools. We introduced it we had the school programs, pero naudlot kasi we had SEA Games and the management were a bit busy na din. And then, basta nag-stop kami, pero we were planning to return na mag-introduce. Then, pandemic hit. So, siguro after ng pandemic, we will do a school program again. Kasi meron na kami sa UP, sa St. Paul, WCC. And I think in St. Bridget, I'm not sure, pero may mga schools na kaming puntahan.
Well,
Then,
you're targeting dito puro girls to or both boys and girls?
um, well, I think sa akin, pwede naman with boys, pero it's a bit, no. Meron naman pala sa Singapore. I've known other people na
Pero wala dito, we don't have a national team ng boys.
wala
So
kasing
wala
boys.
silang mapupuntahan if
Mm.
ever.
Pwede clubs. We can
Ah.
build the clubs. Kasi sa Singapore, may clubs pala doon ng men's. So, yeah. Pero I'm not really familiar or I've known people na who play netball. And then they can also do umpiring. Maraming sa Singapore na lalaki nag-umpire.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think both gender can do the netball, can play netball.
Interesting. I-offer mo nga yan dito sa amin eventually pagka okay na. Kasi yung mga hinahanap
Sige.
namin sports dito.
Sige po. I'll talk to my coaches and
Yeah.
management.
Let's set it up kasi it's something na wala, yun, pwede natin man. Or maybe pagka nag-regular ka na sa akin, pwede natin interviewin.
Pwede. Or di ka, pwede ko i-promote from time to time.
Oo, definitely.
Oo naman.
Oo.
Yay! Thank you, Sir Brian.
Man, kahit na isang taon tayo di nakita, ay nag-usap.
Bawing-bawi na ba, Direk?
Bawing-bawi na eh. Masyado na, tumataba na yung puso. Baka takin ako sa puso nito.
Naku.
Kalma natin.
Anyway.
Kalma.
Yeah, sige. Rika, do you still have questions?
Sige. Ako naman, since fresh na fresh si Thea, how do you take care of yourself? Sabi mo kasi nag-self-love ka this pandemic.
Yes,
So, ano yung
yes,
mga ichika mo sa amin yung mga na-discover mo na mga kasi I'm sure, ano yan yung self-love na thing na yan, although ang dali-daling parang sabihin, just love yourself, medyo mahirap yan gawin So, ano yung mga na-discover mo ngayong pandemic? How did you, yun nga, ano yung journey mo sa
Okay,
self-love na yan?
Doon ako sa Kasi nung quarantine, I was staying with my friend. And then, syempre, pag nasa ibang bahay ka, sometimes you think about other people. You don't really think about yourself. Then, I stayed there for 6 or 8 months. Then, after 8, kasi parang, I was afraid na makulong. Kasi sa condo, liit ng space. So, it's like, you don't get to do anything. So, dun sa friend ko, she has dogs, and then ang dami you can play with them at the same time. You can go out kasi village at the same time. So I stayed there for 8 months. But during those times, parang sabi ko, pero I'm very thankful for them for na doon ako nagstay. Pero yun nga, sa mga later part na, sabi ko parang, I don't really have time. I think I don't have time for myself if I stay here. So parang, kasi nga, nahiya ka sa kanila. At the same time, you have to communicate with them. Then when I went, so na-decide ko, I went back here in condo. When I went back here, dun ako nag-start na parang I started to take good care of myself, like the things that I want to do, like reading, like sleeping, ganyan. Lahat yun, parang nag-back to zero ako. Nag-start ako sa buhok, pakulay
Ang
ako,
ganda. Oo.
pakulay ako. Yan, tas I groomed myself, and at the same time, it wasn't really easy kasi nga kung sanay ka makipag sa tao, like parang alam yung sometimes you get away so that your problems wouldn't really get into you. You talk to other people and you play with them, or you do an activity. But then doon nag-focus talaga ako sa sarili ko. I wanted to be fit, and sabi ko nung pandemic kasi nag-stop kami in the middle ng training. So sabi ko I can't stop working out. I have to be fit. So, work out. Then, yung food ko. Well, my mom prepares the food. And, lahat ng food na pinprepare niya, ayon naman sa super healthy. So, doon nag-start lahat yung pagiging healthy ko. Kasi pag ikaw lang, like, sometimes you eat fast food, ganyan. Kung ano lang maisip mo. Pero when your mom is there, as in, yung gulay, isda, more on gulay isda. So, ayun. Tapos, skincare. Nag-start ako sa skincare that, ayan.
Uy, oo nga. Nako, fresh na fresh. Glass skin.
Kailangan pa ba? Parang hindi na kailangan, Thea.
Kailangan, maintenance. Lalo pag tumatanda ka.
Nako, may
Aray.
hugot yun.
Tinamaan ako dun.
Okay lang yun. So, cleanser, toner, and then, serum, and then, moisturizer at night lang ako. Then, sunblock. Nag-research ako ng mga, para magkaroon ng ganito.
Oo. Take care of yourself, no? Kasi, hindi naman yan, kumbaga, pagpatanda na tayo ng patanda. Nako, tingnan mo na yun si Sir Brian. Oh, flawless.
Baby
Flawless.
face eh.
Tumatanda na nga lalo eh.
Wow, baby sir eh.
Kailangan ko rin magpa-facial yan. Yung mga bago nag-pandemic, hinahanap ko yan. Yan yung mga hinahanap
Ako,
ko.
oo. Uy, it takes work to maintain your skin, di ba?
Yes.
Hindi naman yan,
Before,
Hindi
hindi ganito ka yung skin ko before. Like, siguro mga, inabot din ako 6 months before na gumanto yung skin.
Totoo. Hindi naman totoo yung woke up like this.
You have the maintenance talaga.
True.
Ayun.
It's nice to know.
Tapos 8 hours of sleep. Tulog.
Yes. Tulog. Nako, ayan, Direk Brian. Tulog.
Tulog. Importante ang tulog.
Especially, I don't know the meaning of sleep.
Sir Brian,
Ayan na nga,
tulog.
binibigyan ka na nga ng tips ni Thea.
Tsaka water.
Pag natulog ako, wakita pag natulog ako.
Pero kailangan.
Ba't hindi natutulog yung Sir Brian? Masarap matulog.
Masyadong maraming ginagawa eh. kung saan eh. Multitasking eh.
Parang nahiya ako bigla.
Bakit naman? Ayun.
Kailangan yan.
Dapat alam mo, Rika, ito si Thea, kung kailan natin gines, itong Women's Month.
Oo nga.
Ay, oo, March.
Yun yung, yun yung pero okay na rin. Pahabol. Pwede pa naman humabol eh.
Tsaka every month is Women's Month.
Yes, true.
Every day, actually.
Every day, true. Women's Day.
So Thea, ngayon, aside from netball, ano pa mga balak mo moving forward? May papasukan mo ba ang showbiz?
Ngayon wala akong iniisip na gano'n.
Wala kang iniisip.
Wala pa.
Sige, wag muna para baka di na kita ma-reach pag ginawa mo.
Sir Brian muna ako.
Yun! Diba?
Speaking of
Support
which,
mo ako sa business.
oo naman. Lahat naman yan, tingnan mo sila Rika. Speaking of which, nanonood na si Gab.
Hi, Sir Gab!
Yan. Sobrang
Hi, Gab!
natutuwa raw siya sa'yo.
Thank you.
Yan. So, ang tawag dito, Rika, meron pa? Wala na.
Wala na. Nako, I
Wala na.
think na-pick ko na yung brainy Thea and ang dami niya talagang na-impart ng mga ano.
Thank
May,
you.
Nakachikahan natin talaga ng todo. At game na game siya kahit sa Miss Universe question. Diba?
sana yun eh.
Oo nga. True.
Pero
Yo,
ito, biggest question ko kay Thea.
ano?
Are you joining Sports Bytes or not? Or yung mga ano namin as a
Oo
co-host?
naman, I'll join.
Yay! Welcome to the
Yan.
family!
Yay! Lagi nyo na
Yan.
ako makikita dito.
Yan.
Nako,
Yan.
inaasahan namin yan.
Hindi, alam mo,
Oo.
Rika, kasi sabi ko nga kay Rika kanina, Thea, my main problem is getting a female co-host to help in basketball. Meron ako
That's
isa.
true.
I have one in Jess, si Jess, nandyan. Pero the problem with Jess is she's also studying, taking law. So she's
Oh.
only available on Mondays. Pero sis, nandyan ka na.
Yeah! I'm here.
Ako, I'm sure maraming mai-impart si Thea ng mga
Yeah.
wisdom
And,
about basketball.
and maybe Thea can help me bring out the best, especially sa kids. Yung kids ang hirap eh. Yun, ba at least man siya.
Sige.
Yeah.
So yan
O
ha.
bagay na bagay si Thea dyan, yung personality niya
Yeah.
oo,
Yun nga.
napaka-bubbly and napaka-interesting.
Yan. Marami pa tayong pag-uusapan, Thea. Sigurado marami pa yan.
Yes. Yes,
Yun.
Sir Brian. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ma'am Rika. Thank you, Sir
Of
Brian.
course, thank you din.
No. So yan ha, narinig yun na ha. Yung binipining Pilipinas, ay, yung statement ni Thea, kanina, i-rewind yun na lang mamaya.
Yes, oo.
Tapos si Thea is part of Sports Bytes. ODN Sports and Sports Bytes.
Yes.
Yes.
Oo.
Yan. Yung sa ball out, Thea, yung kay Coach Chris, pag-usapan pa namin negotiation pa.
Sige, sige, sige.
Kailangan bayaran niya ako. Joke lang, Coach Chris.
Coach, pakikausap ko si Sir Brian. Dito.
Yeah. So before we let you go, Thea, alam namin baka may gagawin ka pa.
Oo, may training.
We're giving you the floor for your final words if you want to promote or shout out to anybody you want bago tayo mag-stopos.
Okay, so first of all, I want to thank you, Sir Brian, and Ma'am Rika, for having me and guesting me here in your segment. At the same time, I want to promote my team, Philippine Netball Federation Incorporated. And please follow Philippine Netball Federation in Facebook and then Instagram. We post every day. From time to time, they post about netball to get to know more about netball. And then also I promote my Instagram and then Facebook. Please follow my Instagram and Thea Cenarosa and then Facebook Thea Cenarosa. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for supporting me. For those people who supported me during Binibini, Miss Earth, and then now, and still in my netball journey. And thank you.
Yun na nga eh. Yun na. So, ikaw naman, Rika, your final words if you want to greet anybody or promote.
Yes, nako, thank you. Thank you again, Direk, for inviting me today. And of course, thank you, Thea, kasi napaka-game niya at napaka-kalog talaga, nakakatuwa, and nag-enjoy talaga ako dito sa episode na to. And to our viewers, please support other sports also like netball. I'm sure you guys can expand your mind as well. Kasi sabi nga ni Thea, di ba, nagbabasa siya, she feeds her mind. Tayo rin as viewers, we can consume other sports as well. I think we can all, yun nga, hindi lang naman basketball and volleyball ang sports. Diba? I think we can enjoy watching other sports as well. And for me naman, please follow Rika Baby Dynamite Aquino, my channel, and I also have some shows there. And my Instagram account also, and my TikTok account also.
TikTok.
Na wala ring kwenta.
Follow ko yun. Yung akin
O,
kasi
diba?
literal walang kwenta yung akin.
Wala rin kwenta yung akin. Mag-followan nga tayo.
Sige, hanapin kita.
Yes. Oo, yun lang.
Marami akong personality dun sa TikTok.
Talaga? Naku, sige nga. I-discover natin.
Don't bother looking for me on TikTok. I'm not there.
Okay, so right. No,
Gagawa na yan.
gumawa ka na.
Gagawa lang ako
Oo
para
nga.
mang-stalk.
Oo.
Okay lang. At least.
True.
So on my end, thank you everybody. I'd like to shout out lang si Anthony Pabilonia. Meron na naman akong, after this, may kailangan pumunta sa office. I have to get something na from there. And Nisi Casiano, si Nisi, ang kulit kanina, nagka-chat habang nag-ano tayo. Shout out. congrats on your TV return.
Nisi.
Yun. Then, as for when Thea will appear, abangan nyo. Baka mamaya, Sabado, nandito siya. Di ba? Diba?
Yay!
May have
Oo.
a special show. Ironically, fit na fit si Thea doon.
Oo nga.
Diba?
True.
Interesting.
Yan. So, Thea, we will end the live feed, but don't leave yet. Together with
Okay.
Rika.
Yes.
For everybody, please stay safe. Alam na, hindi pa rin ganun ka-safe sa labas. And we hope you enjoyed this special episode with my BB Pilipinas. Thea Cenarosa. Alright?
Thank you.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye!
Stay safe, everyone. Bye.